Red Brick Media. High quality CDs, DVDs, lectures, khutbah, conferences and Quran recitations. All revenue generated supports our dawah work, supported by visiting our store. You can now purchase directly from our site www.redbrickmedia.co.uk.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The hadith that the Prophet ﷺ gave us, the glad tiding that 7 would be in the shade of Allah when there's no shade other than His shade. We mentioned 4 of them. The 5th is a person who regards his chastity to be something of great importance in his life. And nowadays, people may have a lot of weakness in this side. I remember a young man, who's mashallah always handsome, neatly dressed, used to come and pray in my masjid the 5 daily prayers, mashallah. Fajr, Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib and Isha, the full prayers of the day. And on the weekend, he used to go and hang out with the boys near the Corniche, or maybe go to the malls. This is what they usually do in Arabia. So I asked him, what do you do in these weekends? He said, Sheikh, we just stand on the road or on the malls, chit-chatting with the boys and looking at the people. And I said, don't you see girls going around in their cars, with the drivers of course, or in the malls? He said, yes. So what do you do? We said, we just, laugh and smile and look. And I said, subhanallah, what would happen if a girl approached you and said, come, let's go, my place or yours? He looked down and said, I would go. So I said, subhanallah, you pray 5 times a day in the masjid, yet you're so weak to the extent that you are willing to commit a major sin to fulfill your desires for like a couple of minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes at most. What kind of iman do you have? And the Prophet is telling us that this man was called by a woman of rank, of wealth, and not only that, she is beautiful. So everything has been facilitated, everything had been made easy for him to fall in that sin. No one will know. No one is looking. Yes, Allah Azza wa Jal is looking. Allah Azza wa Jal knows what you're going to do. Allah is watching you every step of the way. Yet, shaitan is there. So she's tempting you, she's seducing you. It's exactly what had happened to Yusuf. Subhanallah. A man that the Prophet ﷺ described to be the son of the honorable ones, a prophet, the son of Jacob, Yaqub, a prophet, the son of Ishaq, Isaac, the prophet, and the son of Ibrahim, a prophet and a messenger. Look at his father, grandfather, and great-great-grandfather. All are prophets and messengers. When he was enslaved, he was tried and tested by Allah Azza wa Jal. The woman of the palace, of the mansion that he lives in, beautiful, gorgeous, rich, and no one goes against her wish and command. She seduces him, she invites him to sin, which people nowadays may pay money to get that sin. It's all free. Come. And he says, I fear Allah Azza wa Jal. This man, when being invited to sin, he says, I fear Allah Azza wa Jal. I cannot do this. He knows it's a major sin. He knows that the Prophet told us alayhi salatu wasalam, that Iman is being detached from a person when he fornicates, and it's like a cloud. So while he fornicating, he does not have any iman on him. And if he dies, whoa, that's a problem. The Prophet told us, ﷺ, on the day of judgment, before they are admitted to hell, in this transitional period, which is known as al-barzakh, between this life and the hereafter, when people die, these people who fornicated and committed acts of adultery will be naked, tortured in a furnace with fire underneath them that makes them go up to the top with lots of shouting and screaming, and then the fire is put off, they go down, and immediately it starts again till the day of judgment. Subhanallah. The Prophet ﷺ was approached by a man, young man, naive, but honest. He came to the Prophet ﷺ and said, "O Prophet of Allah, permit me to commit fornication. Permit me to fornicate." The companions were shocked, outraged, and they wanted to attack the boy. And the Prophet said, "Leave him. He's asking me, so I deal with him." And the Prophet said to the boy in a gentle and fatherly manner, "Do you have a sister?" And the boy said, "Yes." "Do you accept people to fornicate with your sister?" And he said, "No, by Allah, Prophet of Allah, I do not." And the Prophet said, "Likewise, people don't like their sisters to have such relationships. Do you have an aunt? Do you have a mother? Do you have a so and so and so?" And the man is saying, "Yes, I don't approve of that to them." And the Prophet said, "Likewise, people do not approve of that to their aunts, to their mothers, etc." So, before you think of committing such a sin or being close to it, because Allah did not say, "Do not fornicate" in the Quran. Allah did not say that. Okay, so let's do it. No. Allah said something that is stronger than "do not fornicate." He said, "Do not come close to fornication." So, listening to a song, watching a movie, meeting people, free mixing, shaking hands, chit-chatting on the internet, SMSing the opposite sex, all of this is haram, because Allah tells us, "Do not come close." And He did not say, "Do not fornicate." Anything that draws you closer to the possibility, even the slightest possibility of falling into such a sin, is completely prohibited in Islam. It's difficult, but so is the price of getting the shade of Allah on the day of judgment. I pray to Allah Azza wa Jal that He makes me and you amongst those who are shaded in His shade on the day of judgment. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.